It's Ramadan and today I have friends coming to Iftar. I planned menu for them. And going to share with you my main dish, a beautiful classic Hasan Paşa Köfte. It's a köfte type back from Ottoman cuisine, a meatball stuffed with carrots and peas and then topped with potato puree, cooked in a beautiful tomato sauce. I will complete my menu with a yogurt soup with mantı and chickpeas, fluffy rice pilav with orzo pasta, spicy stuffed grape leaves, and on the sides as a hot entree or side dish, Rose Börek with spinach and cheese filling, and celery root salad with yogurt dressing served on top of orange slices, and beetroot salad again with yogurt dressing. Let's begin. I have 700 grams of ground meat, 30% lamb. It is best if you can find, and about 150 grams of stale bread, 1 big onion, and some spices. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. First, going to process the onion and get the juice out as much as I can. We're not gonna use the juice. It is optional, but in this way you get the bitterness out from the köfte, and it also makes the köfte kind of darker. So if your onion is very juicy, you can take out a little bit of it. Next, going to add the stale bread. I soaked and then squeezed the water to make it soft. Then I can add my meat and a couple of cloves of garlic. For the spices, I have 2 teaspoons of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, and teaspoon of cumin. This is heaped, a half a teaspoon that I'm using, and half a teaspoon coriander, and a teaspoon of paprika, and fourth of a teaspoon cinnamon. In the traditional recipe, we don't use a cinnamon and a coriander, but I wanted to add to give a little bit deeper flavor. I just cracked 1 egg, and now going to mix everything, helping to scrape down the sides for even mixing, and my mixture is ready. Going to knead a little bit more by hand, adding some chopped parsley from the freezer, about a handful of, I can say. You can dip your hand into water if it needs to prevent sticking, and then here check the consistency. If it is too wet, you can sprinkle some more breadcrumbs. This is a ready one I used, and going to rest it in the fridge for about 2 hours. As a dessert, my friends, I'm experimenting with an old recipe. The name of the dessert is shambaba. It is used to served in old restaurants like 20-30 years ago, I remember. I wanted to make it at home. It has a yeast dough, very soft. After it is baked, you continue to boil in a syrup and then top it with either kaymak or whipped cream, and it gets ready. I'm still experimenting. They came out really well and delicious, but still need some time to get the perfect result. My friends, I appreciate your support for the channel just by giving thumbs up, sharing my content if you think it is valuable, and leaving your comments so others can also see and our community can grow. Thank you. If you've been following my earlier episodes, you might remember that I prepared for Ramadan by filling my freezer with make-ahead freezer-friendly recipes. And Yaprak Sarma stuffed grape leaves is one of them. It is not hard to make, but time-consuming to wrap all the leaves one by one, so it's very handy to freeze and take out whenever you need. And with just a quick cook, they'll be ready to serve, making my busy day so much easier. I'm going to saute some pepper and tomato paste in olive oil, adding some couple of cloves of garlic sliced and some water. Then place the frozen yaprak sarma's stuffed grape leaves. Add enough water just to halfway cover and then simmer, cook on low for about 40 minutes. I already have the Istanbul version of the stuffed grape leaves on the channel. I'm gonna add it to the description, the link. But the southeastern style of spicy stuffed grape leaves is also commonly made in Turkey. It is like two different styles and tastes. Both are delicious. I'm gonna share that one in the upcoming episodes as well. And here are my frozen concentrated sherbet cubes, my friends. Just like the concentrated lemonades I made earlier, these are perfect for preparing a refreshing sherbet drink in no time. I simply drop them into a pitcher, add water, and it's ready to serve to my guests. I'll include the Ottoman Sherbet recipe in the description if you like to make it yourself. Borek is kind of a must-have on our menu whenever we gather. It's a classic hot side dish or appetizer that everyone loves. I already had some in the freezer, but since we also had fresh yufka filo sheets in the fridge, I decided to make a fresh batch. We start by cutting the round yufka into 6 wide triangles. Then we lightly dampen them with a mixture of olive oil, milk, vinegar and a little flour to keep them crisp. A spoonful of filling goes on the white end. Today we made some with cheese and some with spinach using up a leftover batch from the freezer. Then we roll them up and coil them into a rose shape, as you can see in the video. Brush the top with more sauce, sprinkle some sesame and nigella seeds and it's ready to bake. Meanwhile, I'm soaking my rice into hot salty water. It will help to get a more fluffy, beautiful rice pilav. I have the recipe on the channel. I'm gonna add the link for you. Here we are preparing a small breakfast style plates for iftar featuring variety of cheeses, olives, dates to break our fast and tahini halva. These are typically enjoyed as starters paired with warm, freshly baked pides, setting the perfect beginning to our iftar meal. Now it's time to prepare the stuffing and toppings for the Hasanpaşa Köfte and bring everything together. First I cut 2 medium-sized carrots into cubes, added about 3/4 of a cup or 1 cup frozen peas, some salt and water. I'm gonna cook until soft. Meanwhile, I boiled some potatoes that I cut into cubes roughly, and after it was soft, while it is still hot, I mashed them after draining the water, adding some butter and salt. Mash again. Here I'm just eyeballing, but I'm gonna add the ingredients in amounts in the description. Added some milk and continue to mix everything and have my potato puree for the topping ready. Next I'm going to shape my rested köfte mixture into kind of balls. So I'm dipping my hands into water and then, as you can see, shape them into like a cups, balls. It is fun to make, but if you are making this in doubled amount for more than 10 people, give more time and then halfway bake in preheated 180 Celsius degree for about 25-30 minutes. Then fill the holes with the carrots and peas mixture. They shrink after it is baked, so I transferred the 2 köftes back to the big tray and filled with the mixture. Then I'm going to pipe the potato puree using a piping bag with a star nozzle, but if you prefer, you can simply use 2 spoons to portion them on top. Next, I quickly prepared a tomato paste sauce by sauteing tomato paste in a mix of butter and olive oil, adding water, salt, black pepper and thyme. Optionally, poured the sauce lightly over one side of the Hasanpaşa Köfte, just enough to give them a nice color. I continued baking in preheated 100 Celsius degree oven for 30-40 more minutes until the sauce was sizzling and the mashed potato topping had a beautiful golden color. In the meantime, I prepared my fluffy Turkish rice pilav with orzo pasta. I sauteed the orzo in butter and olive oil, then continued to saute with the rice, added water and simmer until it soaked all the water and soft. I have the recipe. I'm gonna add the link. And this is the mantas, my friends, that we prepared with my daughter earlier for the freezer. I'm making yogurt soup with mantı and chickpeas. Into the meat broth, first I added the cooked chickpeas, again from the freezer. I always have it on hand. After 3-4 minutes, the mantı goes in and cook until soft. Then I prepared a yogurt sauce with some flour and egg and transfer it to my soup along with mint sauce. I'm gonna give the details in the description again. After my friends came, I had less time to film properly, so usually I end up like rushing to get a little bit of the scenes. You might understand. Here my friend is helping to serve the celery root yogurt salad, beautifully plated over orange slices. And I'll also be serving a beetroot salad with a creamy yogurt sauce along with the spicy grape leaves, adding more color and freshness to our iftar table. But that's how it is because I have friends dealing with and time to catch. We break our fast exactly on sunset. And everyone is waiting to break their fast. It is kind of a rush time for me. As a final touch, I'm piping whipped cream onto my dessert and sprinkling ground pistachios. I will also serve sütlaç rice pudding that I cooked the day before. But we had beautiful time together. They loved all the dishes. A light yogurt soup and then spicy hearty köfte with pilav and the side dishes. Finished with the şambaba tatlısı and the sütlaç rice pudding. It was also hit on the table. And of course the sherbet, they loved it. I hope they all give you an idea how you can prepare another Turkish menu. Please share in the comments if you try any of my recipes or if you already tried. I would love to hear your comments and experiences. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Afiyet olsun. Bye.